don't mind me. I just thought I'd come out for a breather and a little glass of Sloe Gin. Oh, it's bloody lovely. Call it glass, because I drink out of it and don't have to wash it up. Well, if I say I'm having a bottle of gin, it rather sounds like I'm an alcoholic. Oh, but I need it. God knows. Any woman who has single-handedly prepared for Christmas and cooked for the family and found out that when it's nice and ready, the feast you've spent hours preparing and roasting, someone's invited a girlfriend who's a vegetarian. And only eats not roast or bean burger. And then the neighbours pop round, decide to stay for dinner, suddenly become intolerant to gluten. But at least that's one less for the breadsticks. Oh. But not only this, you spend hours trying to get the vegetables in sync with the turkey, keeping an eye out for the roast potatoes and parsnips, adding up when's best to start the bread sauce. And in the back of your mind is the question, has the table been set? Only, you know that if you haven't set it, then it's very unlikely that anybody else in your family has, as they'll all be in the front room watching Dick Van Dyke and overindulging in snowballs and quality streets, flicking papers at each other, nibbling on salted peanuts, occasionally shouting over their shoulders, "When's dinner ready?" So, I think if you've got to go through that, you need a little treat. This is mine. Always on standby. I normally enjoy a nice gin and tonic, but as it's Christmas, I like to be festive. In fact, I pretty much drink anything, just to get through the bloody day. It's always a letdown. I was hoping for a nice gift this year. Nice big bottle of brandy. But all I got was an Avon gift set of smells and a Wellington boot for flowers, which I don't keep. But of course, as I'm old, I ought to be having a hobby like keeping pot plants. I'd rather have an interesting hobby, like sex. Also got another pair of slippers. I get them without question each year, and I'll have a wardrobe full of them. 15 pairs of slippers, all for someone with only 2 feet, with a bunion the size of Olympus Mons on one, and varicose veins that look like a knitting pattern on the other. I'm going to take them all to the bring and buy come January. So if I bring them, you buy them. It's all going on in there, you know. Snogging, people stuffing their faces with food so fast we could have a paramedic on standby in case there was a twiggly asphyxiation in process. And then there's Winnie, my whippet. Oh, beautiful creature she is. She's white, the colour of snow, with markings down her spine. So I did think of calling her Piss Drop as I got her at Christmas. And if she's not chasing that cat round the Christmas tree, or barking at the baubles, she's humping a bit of scrunched up wrapping paper. Now that ought to be my hobby. So, the family's over. For a party. Well, buffet really. I just did leftovers, buttered a few cobs, opened a couple of jars of homemade pickle, let them help themselves. I did have Jenny helping me, but as usual, daughter-in-law has drunk far too much. That's her over there, with her head in the bucket. Married my son not long ago. She used to be a Brentnell. I said to him, if you marry her, you're going to have a wife who sounds like she used to be a council estate. Well, she still took no notice. He carried on. So I'm left with a sit bucket that will no doubt become a tradition now. Because you have to have traditions, don't you? For example, some people like to have stockings on the end of their bed. And some people like to hang them over the fireplace on Christmas Eve. My brother George likes to wear his wife's stockings around the house. Gladys caught him on Christmas trying them on. Apparently it turned into a bit of fun, so that's now traditional in their house. Provided he does it solely on that day. She thinks I don't know, but I've seen the markings on his legs. See, she's quite petite, and he's quite large, so anything he wears of hers would cut right through him. My own personal sightings are also there to back up this evidence, as each time they come round to sing Auld Lang Syne once a year, not every Sunday, George has a habit of wearing shorts and kicking his legs in the air, so whilst we're all off our tits on sherry, crossing our arms and singing, should all acquaintance be forgot, he's doing the okey cokey, and I catch a glimpse of two very red stripes above his knees. Plus I spiked her lemonade last year with vodka to get the truth. Well, even the most boring person can be hilariously funny to speak to when they're ever so intoxicated. Don't you think? That's why I have to have a few moments at home. And this bottle of Sloe Gin. Somebody's brought Twister and Monopoly. They decided who'll play what. Thankfully, there's not an old bag or a champagne bottle as a piece for Monopoly, or I'd be given that. If they really want me to participate in Twister, I'm spinning the board. There's no way on this earth I'm going to get on all fours and bend into the shape that best fits the holy book of the Kama Sutra. For a start, I'd have to put down the bottle. I can't see that happening. I don't know what it is about Christmas. I get so festive towards it. And then, God, was it worth it? Oh, she's not being sick again, is she? Just put her head in it. I said it would be a bad idea, getting her to play that game. And really, it's a bad idea for anyone in that room to play Twister with the amount of Brussels sprouts they've all eaten. You'll end up gassing the Monopoly players. Oh, bugger, nothing left. Perhaps I ought to return to my family. Scoff a couple more mince pies and enjoy their company. Oh, sod it. Win and get your lead. We're going for a walk down the corner shop.